Okay, guys. Hey, hi, hello. I am so excited for all of the things that we are about to learn tonight and chat about. We are going to be just diving into Facebook, because Facebook is a way that so many of us grow our business. It is the way that the entire network marketing industry is going, social selling is going. Any brick and mortar business needs to know how to work Facebook. And so we're just going to really crank out Facebook tips. And I'm so excited that we have someone speaking on our call tonight who is learning personally from John Erik Moseler, who, if you guys don't know who John Erik Moseler is, he's essentially the king of Facebook. He is a social media, he's specifically a social media coach because he has actually worked for Facebook. He has had a hand in formulating the Facebook algorithm and literally is, if you're going to learn from anybody about your business on social media, he is the person to learn from. So he has a public group on Facebook called Adventure Hacks, right? Adventure Hacks, hashtag, I think, Adventure Hacks. But he also has two other private Facebook groups that you can, invest a little bit in each month. It's nothing insane, but to have access to all of these sort of special trainings. And so we have Amanda Kirby. My name's Amanda Hurst. That's by the way, I'm Amanda Hurst. I've been doing network marketing for anyone watching this on the replay for in 2 days will be 4 years, and have used Facebook to grow my business 95% of that time and love the industry. But let's be honest, Facebook is changing and it's always changing, and so it always helps to be in the loop and in the know of everything that is going on. So I am really excited to pass the call over to Amanda Kirby. I'm going to let you, Amanda, tell just a little bit about your background, how you got started with network marketing, what your experience has been like so far, because Amanda just started her business within the last 60 days and has promoted not once but twice, getting ready to promote a third, fourth time, and really just, I think, has taken, has kind of leaned in and gets it, which I know is not a technical term, but gets it in terms of network marketing. And so I'm not only excited to hear from her, but selfishly to hear all of these amazing tips. So, hey, Amanda, why don't you tell us just a little
Hi.
bit about you and, what kind of got you started on this journey? And then I am excited to hear whatever you have to share with us.
Hi, thank you for that intro. I appreciate it. I obviously am Amanda Kirby. I have 2 kids. I already work a job from home, ironically, medical billing. I know you've said before you can't do it at home, but I am that like 1 in 1,000. So I did medical billing from home. I had 2 kids, but actually 6 pregnancies. And my body basically stopped working and I gained a ton of weight. And so I found these products through Amanda and kind of saw your success. And I had a really negative view on social marketing. I'm not going to lie. I was one of those people that was like, ugh, those people. But I saw success you were having and then success you were pointing out of other people and decided to just dive in, saw how amazing the products were. And that really, I think, brought me to this. So I'm married for 6 months, married for 6 years next month, and 2 kiddos. So I joined the social coach, like Amanda mentioned, he's been doing, John Erik Moseler has been doing these adventure hacks. If you haven't been catching them, just search hashtag adventure hacks, and you have to answer 3 questions to get onto his page, but you don't even have to answer those questions to watch his live videos. They're on at 10. And he shares a lot of really amazing things. But I am in his social coach group, and today especially he did a really awesome live training. So he points out that Facebook is constantly changing. So if you feel like you're behind, you're not, because you're on the same page everyone else is, because no one else knows what's going on. If you feel like you're too old to do it, you're not, because you can learn with the rest of us. If you do go look at his page, he encourages you not to go back months and months and watch those videos because they're not relevant anymore because Facebook changes literally every day. So he is going live from Facebook. Their conference, just like ours, is next week. Their conference is next week. And so there's going to be some big changes rolling out, and he wanted to let everyone know about those. So I'm going to just kind of dive right in here, guys. I took a ton of notes today, and let you know what he suggests for working on your business, and then some cool things that are going to be coming out here soon. So he started with saying there's a difference between working in your business and working on your business. So when you're messaging people, when you're posting your stuff, when you're doing all that, that is working in your business. That's being in your business. But you need to be working on your business. So if you're not coming up with strategies, if you're not doing things like this Zoom to learn to work on your business, you're not going to have any success. He recommends spending at least an hour a day working on your business so that you're successful when working in your business. And in that, every single action you make on Facebook has a ripple. So when you're sitting there just goofing off and liking things or commenting willy-nilly or sharing willy-nilly, those have a ripple and they affect the algorithm. So now that this algorithm is in place, basically what Facebook said was, we wanted to connect everyone. And then once we connected everyone, it was a hot mess and everyone's just yelling at each other. So they put this algorithm in place to help it be a more pleasant place for people to be, because they want people to be on Facebook. And so they're trying to help people avoid the things that keep them off of Facebook. So when you're doing things like liking something, because you're like, oh, I just want to get in people's heads, every time you like something, the algorithm is upvoting it basically for you. So it doesn't do anything for them. They won't see any more of your posts when you like their stuff, but you'll see more of their posts. So I know we all love supporting each other. So if you haven't seen me liking your stuff, it's not because I don't like your stuff. It's because when I like my team's stuff, I'm going to be seeing more of my team instead of the people I want to be interacting with. So as much as I want to support you guys, like I might support you like in the chat, that's kind of separate from that. But when you're liking like your team or your close friends and family, don't forget that that is who you're telling Facebook you want to interact with. So if you want to broaden your horizons, you need to be interacting with people on your not so warm market. So in that same thing, when you're working on your Facebook and thinking about it, your profile picture consider it your logo. So every time you like something, your profile picture pops up. Every time you comment on something, your profile picture comes up. And thinking about it as a logo, people associate feelings with logos. So when you see like the Apple logo, most of us get that happy feeling, like new iPhone or new MacBook or whatever, you get that happy feeling. Or when you see, I'm trying to think of a negative one, Chipotle, because every time I see a Chipotle logo now, all I can think of is a stomach virus. You have feelings associated with logos. So just liking things, like just going through and liking and not commenting on things, isn't giving anyone anything to associate with your logo. That's not letting you build up that social equity. No, you're not giving them any feelings to put with your logo. So they kind of forget about you. So you want to build up that social equity. Facebook has started placing more value on longer comments. So even though GIFs and, right, I'm saying that right, GIFs and like emojis are fun, Facebook sees that people don't really put value in those, that they're like, okay, whatever, but they might scroll faster past those. So they've started putting more value in longer comments because they see that those are authentic. People don't swipe past them quite so fast. And at the same time, and not to overwhelm you, but at the same time, if you're one of those people that put such long comments that people are having to hit that more button every time you put a comment, they're annoyed by that too. So there's a balance. You don't want to be the person that just likes everything and no one cares to see what you have to say. And you also don't want to be the person that are like, oh my God, she has something to say about everything. So finding a happy medium of adding value, being authentic, commenting, and not just being a liker. And I'm going to see what this says. Sorry, guys. Open the chat real fast. Yes, exactly. A GIF and a reply. And as I'm saying this, he points out, and he says it a million times, don't get overwhelmed. So everything I share tonight, don't get overwhelmed. You can't change everything at once. He says make 1% changes. Try to make one small change in your business every day towards these things. So you don't have to tomorrow go and be like, okay, did I make the perfect amount of comments? Try one thing. One thing that he says last week, he talked about live videos. When you go and do a live video, don't post too close before or after to it, because the algorithm is going to pick to show people one or the other. So if you post, hey, I'm going live, you're actually competing with your live of who's going to see it. So instead, use those stories. So do really cool things to build up, do a pregame, like pregame if you watch my stories during the day, you kind of get a sneak peek at what I'm going to be doing on my live, and kind of let people pregame that live and build up that anticipation. And you can stay on there. Hey, I'm going live at whatever time. Facebook, John started using this. Facebook is going to start rolling out a countdown to lives, so you can let people know, hey, Amanda plans on going live at 3, set a reminder. So you'll be able to do that soon. Facebook, which is really cool. Facebook is going to be rolling that out. But yeah, so use those stories, guys, and pregame and get people excited. He also says, if you're building up relationships and being authentic, if you have something you're excited to share in your live, message your customers. Let them know, hey, guys, I'm going to be doing this really cool thing on my live tonight. Thought you might like it. Like tonight, I messaged one of my customers, hey, I'm doing a giveaway in my live if you share. So just want to let you know, if you're interested, and fill them in. Make them feel special and loved on. So in this social equity, you want to be authentic, and authentic doesn't mean sharing all of the things. It doesn't mean that you air your dirty laundry and you just tell everyone everything. It just means that when you are sharing, you're being thoughtful and truthful in what you're sharing. So if you aren't actually successful in your network marketing, don't go out there and be like, hey guys, I just bought my Ferrari and this is the best thing I've ever done, trying to rope people in. Or if you're using products that don't actually work, don't tell people they work. You know what I mean? Just be truthful, be honest. People can tell when you're trying to sell them on something that's not real. And right now, so speaking of not being overwhelmed, making the 1% changes, right now you could be doing all the things.
Sorry, I keep putting it in chat because I don't want to interrupt you.
Go ahead. I can get back into the swing of things, so you're fine.
Well, no, what I said, just kind of piggybacking on that, I saw a tip today, and I can't remember where I saw it, but I loved it, and I meant to share it in our chat, and I forgot. It said, if you look at like a post that you make about your business, like say it's specifically a before and after or a promo or something, look at that post and say, if someone was reading this, could this be shared by anyone in my company and people wouldn't know the difference? Or is there a reason, like, this is Amanda's voice, this is Terry's voice, this is Amber's voice? Because like, that's why we kind of talked about like relating your post back to you in some way. So if it's something that someone legitimately could copy and paste it from your post and no one know the difference, like, you want to make it more authentic kind of thing. And I think that kind of goes along with what you were just saying. So yeah. The end. I'm done. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, did you freeze? Oh no. Hold on. I think she froze. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Oh, she said she just lost power. Oh no. Okay, Amanda lost power. So I'm going to chat. Well, oh my goodness, that's crazy. There are flood warnings right now where my husband actually is in North Carolina, so I wonder if maybe there's crazy weather. But I'll just kind of piggyback on that a minute until she either gets power or makes sure she's okay. But so it was basically saying, we all the time are sharing before and after photos, and I actually just helped somebody today recraft a post from Simple Clean Results to share. And but now that I'm like, after I heard that tip, I was like, anyone could share that, and it wasn't specific to so and so. So I think that was huge. And one thing I just kind of want to reiterate while we're sort of ad-libbing here for a minute, because I did not think of any content to talk to you guys about tonight, but I'll just share kind of some things that I sort of have notated here is it can be so overwhelming to think, oh my God, I have to do a total overhaul on my Facebook page. Like, I've been doing everything wrong. I'm not doing whatever. So all of these tips, like I already have basically a half a page of notes here so far. Think about implementing like one new thing a day, or if it's something that you do every day, now just do it differently. But if it's something about like a post or a this or a that, focusing on, don't feel like you have to all of a sudden be John Erik, because you'll be so overwhelmed and you'll just, throw in the towel. I started writing a note here. Authentic just means honest and truthful. And you guys, know from my Facebook, I do share my dirty laundry on Facebook. So it's not that you have to. It's just whatever you're choosing to share about, just not to, again, draw on my own like hashtag, but just keep it, real, because people respect that more. I cannot tell you the last like 2 posts that I've done. Oh, yay, Amanda's back. I'll finish this thought and then we'll beat back over. There's not like a flood warning or something by you, right? Or you just kind of randomly lost power? You what?
I'm so sorry, you guys.
Oh,
you
no.
Don't hear me?
I just unmuted you because I had everything muted, so you had to. But what I was. Go ahead. Oh, you're fine. I was like making sure like there wasn't like a tornado or something like crazy, because my husband is having flood warnings where he is for business right now, but he's not in Florida.
No, craziness.
So what I was just kind of saying, what I was just kind of ad-libbing here, like kind of making my note what the notes said, but I've had more response from 2 posts that I made this week, and I'm not saying that you have to be a hot mess to grow your business, but I made a post about how like being an at-home mom and my life being in shambles, and it was just a picture of me trying to cook, holding my son, and like I wanted to pull out all my hair, and I just said something like super authentic. And then today I took a picture of my desk and my kitchen, and those were the 2 cleanest parts of my house, I'll tell you that right now, and was just saying like, don't worry about it. This means my kids are happy and playing with my kids. And that got more, I got private messages saying like, I'm so glad you said that. So don't feel like you have to share your deep, dark secrets in order to be authentic. It's just telling it like it is and not being afraid to say what you really mean. So I'm going to pin you up here again, Amanda, and pass it back off to you if you're good. Oh no, you're fine. I was like, oh God, I hope there's not like a tornado or a storm or something.
No, hold on. Oh, of course, this is going to start singing. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, and on top of that, just want to say that share your story, because you are the only one that can share it. So it's literally the only thing that sets you apart from every other social marketer, every other person on Facebook, is your personal story, and you're obviously going to tell it the best. Right now, you could be doing all of the right things and not see the kind of growth that you were expecting. And that is not on you. That is because Facebook is doing that on purpose, doing everything. So right now they're going hard. Flashed again, sorry. They're going hard in on people and looking for things that people negatively react to. So we've all heard about those words that they no longer want to hear. They actually sent out surveys that were like, how do these things make you feel? And things like flash sale, things like PM me, things like that people felt negatively about. So they're trying to get rid of those things. And when you're sitting there going, oh, I'm not getting the kind of growth I want, no one is. And so don't get that comparitis where you go and you look at someone else's video and look at their views and look at their comments. Like, let's say they get 400 views and 100 comments, and you're like, okay, well, where are my views and comments? You don't know that they normally get 1,000 views and 700 comments. So you cannot compare yourself to someone else's, because you need to look at yourself, compare yourself to yourself, and look at your trend. Did you have one more person watch your video than yesterday? Did you have one more comment on your stuff than you did yesterday? You know, because they're not telling you. Basically what he said was, don't compare yourself to other people, compare yourself to how you're trending, because you could start copying someone that you see has a lot of comments, has a lot of views, and you're copying someone who's actually trending down, who people are actually, go ahead.
I just gonna say I could vouch for that. Like you might see, like one of the last videos that I did had, or post I did had like, and I'm not saying this in a bragging way, but just to reiterate your point, had like 60 likes or something. It was with my kids or whatever. Normally I would have 100 plus, because I have 2,500 friends on Facebook. And so I have noticed this. So I love that you said that, Amanda, because I never would have thought of that. You might see like, well, one of my videos got 250 views or whatever. I'm not meaning this in a bragging way, but to reiterate your point, that's low for me. So I'm glad that you said that. That's good.
Yeah, so everyone's going low. So if you start panicking and copying people, you could be copying your way to their failure, because they're actually trending down, and instead of being authentic, you're copying someone who isn't actually succeeding. So don't let that compare-itis get to you. So then he said, when you're doing those lives, think about, we've talked about this, think about who your audience is, who you want to watch your live. What are they doing right now? What do they want to see right now? And don't worry about if you're watching, I don't know, I've done this before, when you see people pop on and then you see your numbers go down, you're like, oh, people are leaving and not watching it. It does not matter that people are leaving. That doesn't matter, because all that matters is that one person that you actually wanted to see it staying through with you, learning what you wanted to see. Because if that person sticks around to the end of the video, that one person, guess what? Algorithm, Al, as he calls it, is seeing that and going, oh, they like their content. I'm going to show more of their content to them. I'm going to show more of this kind of stuff to them. So really, it only matters people that you want to see it are seeing it. So if you see these random people jumping on, jumping off, they're not who you wanted to talk to anyway.
Sorry, keep it up, but like I have noticed so much that I will have people watch my videos, but I don't know if you guys realize this. If someone is watching Facebook stories and you're live and you are the next one that comes up, and they're just clicking next, it will look like they're joining your video, but they're really not. They're just tapping through Facebook Lives. And so that you might think like, oh, they're not really watching it. But so to your point, Amanda, not to be discouraged if you see someone hop on and hop off, they might be like, oh, I'm just going through stories. I'll come back and watch it later, or I'll, whatever. So
you pointed out too, some people don't want you to know they're watching.
Mm-hmm.
So some people will basically stalk you, but don't want you to get that notification. So do not give up and be like, oh, people are logging off, I should do a shorter video. Because guess what? You're not going to get, the algorithm is not going to give you points for only doing a 5-minute video. It actually assumes you're not adding any real value. Doesn't mean you need to do an 1.5 hour video every time. And it doesn't mean your videos all need to be the exact same length. It's just saying, don't be discouraged. As long as you are trending up and as long as you are hitting that one person that you wanted to talk to, then it was worth it. So, I talked about, I hit on this earlier, but you want to get people to want to go to your party. He calls it the pre-gaming your party, and your stories are talking about it throughout the day. And you also want to focus on the after party. So if something fun happens in your video, if you talk about it, maybe a couple hours after your live, be like, oh, I got this text message, or, oh, something that relates back to your live that people are like, oh, what, like tonight, I joked about the fact that I get hangry. And my best friend my best friend and I were in Ireland one time, and I yelled at her for like half an hour because I hadn't eaten. And I mentioned it in my live, and we joked about it. But he talks about doing an after party. So really building up those lives and really getting people interested by mentioning it in your other content.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I want to say this. I heard him say this on yesterday or the day before his public video, and so you can kind of back me up on this. we keep kind of bringing up lives. John Erik has said, and I believe anything that he says to be true, that I think 85% eventually the internet and our news and what people go on Facebook to look for is going to be video content.
Yes. Yep.
So it does not mean it has to be Facebook Live. You can record and upload something, but basically people are expecting to see video and they want to look at what is on video. So a lot of what people talk about are the Facebook Lives and this and that. But I think he said within the next 12 months, any video content is what people are, that is where the internet is.
That's exactly what they're doing. So if you're not doing lives, I would suggest doing lives. And here's why. Number one, Facebook prioritizes lives because they've seen that is what people want to see. So as much as Facebook's like, oh, we just want people to enjoy it, we want you to get value out of it, Facebook's also here to make some money, you guys. Just like the rest of us. Facebook's looking to make some money, make a buck. They're not doing this all out of the goodness of their hearts. So what they have realized is HBO, Hulu, Netflix, everyone is all about TV, their own TV subscriptions. Disney's about to do their own. So Facebook is basically using us as actors and as content. And so if people want to watch your videos, watch your lives, if you can get people by building up to it, even just your posts, if people want to look at your post, then Facebook puts value on you because people are looking at your stuff and scrolling through, and every couple of scrolls, they can put in a little ad and they're making money off of you. So when you're watching reality TV, do you want to watch QVC or do you want to watch the Kardashians and they might mention the type of water they're drinking? Like, it's about entertaining people too. Go ahead.
No, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Be the Real Housewives, don't be QVC, which I love me some Real Housewives. So.
Yes. So and here too, not saying don't talk about products, because you can be excited and interesting when talking about products, telling your story with the product, talking about your weight loss. Or tonight I talked about my sister has not slept in her 22 years of life and took our sleeping supplements and has slept for the first time ever. Mention stories like that. But also do things like use your surroundings. If you have somewhere cool down the road, do a live from there one night. We've talked about this. Mix it up so people aren't like, oh, there's Amanda on Facebook Live again. She's just going to talk about those products and give me a rundown of the ingredients. Like, you want people to want to tune into your show because they never know what they're going to get. Now, I'm not saying throw your water at your husband and cuss him out. Like, I'm not saying like be crazy and not real, or you can if that's your thing. But, think of yourself. If you can think about the way Facebook makes money and implement and try to make your business while thinking about the way Facebook makes money, you will make money. So, don't post low value content. If you want to talk about a sale, try to reword it. Like, I cannot believe that if you're a first time customer, you can get a bottle of Burn for like a quarter of the price. Like, because honestly, if you buy a full bottle right now, I think the second one's like $22 for new customers. Like, word it in a way that's like your opinion on it instead of, you know what I mean? So make it interesting to people. Make it funny. What is different about you? What is different about your TV show? Mine is that my daughter says the most insane things. So I've started posting things Ella says every day because she has some funny stuff, and I've gotten tons of engagement on that. I haven't had any, I've gotten tons of posts. None of them have been about the products, but then I've noticed those people that comment on my things Ella says are now watching my lives, are now commenting on my other posts. So, stuff like that. What kind of show are you putting on? Would anyone want to buy advertisements to your show? So, and here too, guys, I know we're all on Facebook, and John Melton has talked about this. Sometimes you have to make up for what your Facebook was before you got into network marketing. But I want you all to be authentic while also not necessarily rocking the boat. So, no offense, but when it comes to things like politics or hot button topics, if you want to make money on Facebook, you can't really put anything out there that's controversial. Because remember, we're talking about that logo, your face, you don't want anyone to have a negative feeling when they see your logo. So I'm not saying you can't share that stuff, but if you comment on something that's controversial, it pops up in people's Facebook feeds. So you just have to think about that. If you want to do it, that's fine. It just might put you in a negative light to some people, even if you're right. And even if your opinions are very valid, some people, it just will rub the wrong way. So TV shows, just like TV shows have to be PC, you might, to make some money on Facebook, have to be a little PC. And I'm just gonna say it like it is. He said it like it is. Not being inauthentic, just not necessarily rocking the boat. So he's saying with all of these changes that are coming, we're coming up, he called it momentum, that you want to have momentum because you're coming up to the Jays, and the Jays, people do take a dip. The summertime, people are out doing things. They're not necessarily on their phone. They're on the boat. They're at the beach. They're doing stuff. So things do drop off during the summer. And so for those of us that are already seeing a trend down, that can seem a little scary, but this is not the time to freak out. It's the time to rally. And this is when you need to be investing and working on your business and not necessarily constantly in your business, so that you can really build up that momentum through the summer. So Memorial Day and Labor Day, they're 98 days away. It's 98 days between Memorial Day and Labor Day, and that's apparently the slow time. But if you do the work now and start implementing these things into your business, being intentional with what you're liking, commenting, building up excitement for your lives, being authentic with your lives, mixing that stuff up, when we get to September, you guys, it takes off. So if you're at a 2 and you're going to multiply it by itself, in September, you're going to take off by 2 and you're going to get to 4, right? But if you're at an 8, which isn't that much higher than 2, but if you then multiply that by itself, you're at 64. So just this little bit of work right now, guys, to get us through the summer is going to get you to that launching pad of September, and you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of the people that just kind of panicked through the summer and didn't put the work in. So soon, these are some really cool things that are going to be coming out, guys. Amanda was mentioning everything's kind of going towards video. Soon, on a couple people could do it today, you're going to be able to start rewinding lives. So if people come into your video halfway through, or if you're watching a live and you see something you really like, you're gonna be able to rewind it and basically instant replay. And so that's really cool for us, because if you come in and you're like, hey, I mentioned earlier, you can get people to start that live over and really watch the whole thing. Let's see. Sorry guys, my notes, I dropped them when the power went out. Okay, so here's some more news stuff. Soon people will be able to subscribe to your videos like TV shows. So if you're putting out content that they like to see regularly, they'll be able to subscribe. So again, I think I mentioned to Terry before this started, I live like 25 minutes from Disney. So I'm going to start going to the parks and showing stuff like that, so that people, I've noticed when I do those videos, a lot of people tune in. So people can start subscribing to your videos. Soon they're going to be doing Facebook parties, which are basically Zooms. You can do a collection from your lives. You'll be able to like copy and paste different bits of your lives, and then you can watch it with a group of people in like a party and comment on it. And then it's gone once it's over. So that like building that anticipation of, oh, I have to be there. We've talked about that Black Friday frenzy you want to build up with people, that FOMO. They're going to be able to start doing these Facebook parties. You'd be like, hey, if you want to see this tonight, it's gone when we're not talking about it anymore. So a great way to build up FOMO. So basically, Facebook is looking to win, and they don't not want you to win. They just want you to win with them and make them some money. So if you're doing things that rub people the wrong way, we've all come across a social marketing company that is spammy, or is constantly posting sales, or is cold messaging people, or we've all seen it. And because of that, even though we're in a company that does not do that, we are paying for it in our dialogue. So even though luckily we don't mention our company name, because they actually have started hiding and blocking certain company names because they have a negative connotation and people don't want to see them. So it's not that this business isn't going to work for us. We just have to work it differently. So you just have to be more real. If you're more real and you're sharing your story and you're being authentic and doing everything with a purpose. So no scrolling through Facebook willy-nilly. You have to start being intentional in your Facebook actions and treating Facebook like your job. Like it can't just be what it was before you did network marketing. It is social, but for you, it would be like going into your storefront and then like people watching out the front window while people are asking you questions about how much is this shirt? Like you wouldn't make any money doing that. So we just have to be super intentional, start being present. If you're not posting several times a day, I'm not saying set yourself an alarm for every 3 hours to post something, but if you're not posting anything, maybe you should set yourself an alarm to post something every 3 hours that's real and about your day and what's going on. I searched the other day funny Monday quotes on Pinterest and posted a picture of a funny Monday quote. So, you know what I mean, guys? So just like he talks about, make 1% changes small. Let's get through May with some momentum. Everybody that's going next week, this is going to be an awesome opportunity to really get fired up. And just make sure you're adding value to people's lives and being real. And that's basically all I had to say for tonight.
I have a full page of notes. I'm so excited. Do you guys have any questions for Amanda? Let me rephrase that. What questions do you have? Because I can tell, so you just kind of threw in there, like, make sure you're posting every 3 hours. I feel like it is so easy. And I love that John Erik kind of addressed this in one of his videos. He said, you're worried about the words, how often, what days to post. Like, stop. Just share your life. And I think it's easy because we are using Facebook to essentially sell products, I mean, to be blunt, that we feel like I know for me, if I haven't gotten a lot of interaction or a lot of comments that day, I will post out of desperation, right? I feel like that, like, let me get a before and after picture in there really quick, and so that's what you want to avoid, but that doesn't mean not to post them. So I think that we kind of get hung up on, okay, what Facebook used to be, and I literally have videos and documents and trainings on this where it's like, all right, one personal post, one inspirational quote, one business before and after, like to the letter, this is what you post. And Facebook is really getting away from that. They just want you to post what you want to post, and you have to just kind of look at everything case by case and see, is this really authentic, or is this really what someone would subscribe to? I like that. Would someone subscribe to see this? Because we have products, you guys, that people want. Like, everyone on the face of the planet needs to drink a tablespoon of BioCell a day. Like, it just is true. So we have things that people want, but they have to know, like, and trust us enough to want to get it from us. And so kind of what John Melton talks about, and I've heard this before, like, you kind of have to build up your credibility with your following. A lot of us come into this business with a large network. A lot of us have to build our network, and we're building that momentum as we go. I'm lucky that I had a church I went to. I used to be super involved in a theater community. I was really active in like social things in high school. Like, I came into this business, I have a very large network of people. I have 2,500 friends, and I can honestly say I know the majority of those people on a personal level, even if I was 12 years old when I was involved with them. But I still have to grow and expand my network every single day. And so I love what you were talking about, that, compare-itis and stuff like that. So do you guys have any questions or anything you want to elaborate on, or specific things? Because I know that, at least in the public videos that I've seen, I mean, John Erik breaks down like everything on Facebook. So I'm sure the content that you've had access to, Amanda, is even more. So we'll just kind of open the floor a little bit. What do you guys want to know about? And we'll see if we have an answer for you. Anything? Anything? Let me think if I have any questions, because constantly learning, right? So I know like the clickbait is not to use like, comment, share, whatever.
Yeah.
Is there anything that he's talked about like getting people like
He never said share, but he like today he was like okay, well let's take last night's video. He had his mom on there, and his tag of the video was "Don't watch this, no seriously." Well, then when people got on, he was like, "You're all terrible friends." He was like, and he said he said share this with your terrible friends, or like tell me who your terrible friends are. Yeah, that's what he said. He said tell me who your terrible friends are. So then people are tagging like their friends that they think it would be funny to share their terrible friends. The way he words things is so real. Like it doesn't ever feel like he is using you to share. He doesn't ever feel like but he is. Like he makes it very clear in Social Coach, he does nothing without thinking about it. Like there is nothing that is not unintentional. He also did the video with his mom last night because all of his videos have been go, 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 learn, 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 learn. And he was like, people get burned out that way. So I had to do one that was a little more funny, a little unplanned. He was like, but he also gets people involved. So earlier in the day, he was like, he like threw in there like another post. So it was like a post about, about, about his mom. And she sent him a text message that was like, oh my gosh, you had over 11,000 or 1,100 people watch your live. And he was like, it means so much to me to get messages like this from her, because I remember when she was the only one that watched my videos. So seeing how far I've come and having someone believe in my dream, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, and just his little like follow-up bullets, he put, who would want to see my mom in a live? So then all these people are like, yes, yes, oh my gosh, put your mom on a live, blah, 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 blah. And then he put his mom on a live. So then it makes people feel like when they put in their input that you're really taking it to heart. So if you do stuff like that, you're like, should I do this? And people like comment, do it. Like make sure that you're following through with your commitments, because that's another thing. That people are like, oh, she says she's going to do this, but she doesn't.
That's so funny that I just kind of got chills a little bit, because last night I made a post, because my last few videos have been pretty business centered. It's been about my 1-year anniversary, all my It Works shade, all my whatever. Like it's been really about my business. So I posted something last night that was like, I'm considering doing a video about step parent adoption, because I genuinely, it's something that I can share and help people with. I feel like especially with my generation, we all got knocked up within like 5 years of each other, and with these like I feel like I can help people with that. And so but I said something, you can tag anyone that you feel like I could help. Yeah. And there were 2 people that tagged their girlfriends, and I had 2 private messages just from that. So I'm going to go live. I knew that I had a crazy Monday and Tuesday, but I'm going to go live tomorrow and do a video about step parent adoption. And what got me thinking about it was a topic that came up in one of my Facebook groups. There was a chick that was basically like, I'm trying to get the dad out of my life, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So what I plan on doing, and this was like 2 weeks ago, tomorrow when I do my video, I'm going to share it to that Facebook group and say, hey, this came up in the conversation, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So like really, I feel like knowing your audience, and like you said, he, it's all been like knowledge and just him. And so he threw his mom on there. Like every now and then I'll throw, like, I bought some of these like little black pour head mask strips. I'm going to do a live, with whatever. So
after I shared a post yesterday about being authentic and about being kind. I've gotten so many messages from people lately with struggles, like, because I don't talk to anyone with any kind of assumption that they're going to buy, even if I'm talking about the products. I've completely divorced myself from whether or not they buy, because I know if they buy them that they're going to benefit them, but if they don't, then they kind of missed out. I didn't, because if I didn't get that sale, it's going to come from somewhere else. It's not a big deal. But I talk to people, so I've gotten a lot of people lately that have been hurting. So I made a post about being authentic and how I've put myself out there with weight loss, even though it's incredibly difficult. That has been very difficult for me. I put a personal experience out there. I've lost, I was honest on here, I've lost 4, but I lost 3 on there because that's kind of what more people know. And I know I probably should have put 4 because it was all about being authentic, but that was my own personal deal. I didn't want to share because some family doesn't know about that. But so I put about losing those 3 pregnancies. But one thing I realized after I put all that, because I got a whole bunch of love on that post, that I was like, you know what? I have never talked about everything I had to do to try to have babies, like the kind of teas I was drinking, the products I used, because I did a lot of research on that. And there's a huge market of women looking for those kind of things, even if they're trying to lose weight, even if I know until I lost weight, that was a huge issue for me. So, there are certain things that you can share that maybe other people can't share. I know even got a couple messages.
You're kind of muffled right now. You're a little muffled. You're not muted, but it's just kind of like an echo almost.
Oh, hold on.
There you go.
Hold on. It's on Bluetooth.
Oh, okay.
Did it fix?
Yeah.
I think I was on my husband's Bluetooth. Hold on, guys. 1 second.
When I get in the car.
My iPad is. There we go. Okay. Sorry, my iPad is different. This is gonna make me sound really, again, not. Anyway, my iPad is different than my iPhone, but so the functions are different. But anyway, so yeah, that's something though that I can share that not necessarily other people can share, and that people don't necessarily know about me. So it's incredibly vulnerable to talk about those kinds of things. It's actually only recently that I can talk about them without like hating other people, but like, you know what I mean? So, but that's something that I would bring value to people that wouldn't necessarily be about the products. So,
because then if
real,
they
and
feel
there's
like
definitely a market.
Well, yeah, if they feel like they connect with you on that level, then they actually care what you're talking about the products. Like I've had so many people that I've shared something, either shared my story or, just talked about something totally random, because people expect you to get on Facebook and sell to them. So when you don't, it's like they're pleasantly surprised, and they not only like what you have to say, but they respect you then. And so if you're sharing parts of your life, if you're sharing things that you are passionate about that have nothing to do with your business, all of a sudden they care about what you're saying about your business. So what other questions do you guys have? Facebook, algorithm, posting, lives, anything?
Did you fix their sound? Did you fix their sound?
No.
Anything?
I'll fix it.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll get this video recorded, and then Amanda is doing this social coach thing, which is awesome. So I'm sure if you guys think of anything, definitely.
I can share again.
You what?
I was gonna say I can share again. Feel free to message me.
I mean, he's posting I can't even keep up with his public lives. So I'm like, there's so much content, I can't even take it. So
and social more crazy. So
I bet I can't even imagine. I was telling it's actually I think it's what $30 a month to do social coach.
Yeah,
right?
it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah.
I subscribe to a couple other social media things, so I was like, Chris will kill me if I subscribe to something else until I end those other ones. But so that you guys can look in Adventure Hacks, and there's all the information there for that. But yeah, maybe we'll do like a little Facebook checkup once a month or something, that. And I'm sure
another thing he does too, if he joins coach, he has AdventureBot, and you can actually ask AdventureBot questions like what are popular Tuesday hashtags, and AdventureBot will give you a list of popular hashtags that people search on Tuesdays and stuff. So it has a lot of really cool tools that you can use to help run your business as well. So
and one thing, and I don't mean to volunteer you for this, but I think you would be fine with it. I've always offered or talked to people about so say you just kind of want a Facebook checkup, right? We go to the doctor, we need a checkup. Once a year, we have to have a physical. I feel like once every month or two, our Facebook might need a checkup. I've heard Amber DeLoof say that whenever someone on her team says, oh, I'm struggling with this, she says, all right, let me go take a look at your Facebook really quick. And she's like, you're not sharing about the products, or you're sharing a bunch of random videos. Like, you're like, here's what you need to change about your Facebook. It's not going to happen overnight, but this is where you got to start. So not to volunteer you for this, but
That's fine.
Maybe you want a little Facebook checkup, message myself or Amanda, or put in, whatever, and we can, take a look at it and say, hey, this is what I'm learning about, just, like the constructive criticism, you know what I mean? The constructive.
And one thing too, I would suggest, guys, if you've posted things that have had little to no interaction on them, delete them. Get rid of them. Get them off your Facebook. Make your Facebook pretty. There's things on there that people have clearly not interacted with or connected with. Get rid of it. You could post it 2 weeks from now and it might get 1 million hits, but you don't want it on there twice, for one thing. But get rid of it. If it didn't work, delete it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do that a lot. Not everything, but I mean, I posted it before and after 4 hours. It got 2 likes. I deleted it. I mean. So
I got a question in reference to that. How long do you leave something on there that doesn't get any interaction or doesn't get, maybe 1 or 2 likes before you do go back and delete it?
I go back like every 3 days. I'll go back and kind of look through, because I feel like if someone's scrolling through, like if you friended someone in a group and they're kind of scrolling through your stuff, they'll probably go back at most 3 days. And so I'll go back about every 3 days and kind of clean out, get rid of things that people didn't like, and kind of just with that eye of, if someone was looking at my profile, what are they seeing, kind of thing.
And one thing you can do with that too, that I actually did just the other day, I guess I can't pull it up because I did it, but you can, on a post, there's the 3 dots on the right hand corner, you can tap that and it will say hide from timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that with some before and afters before. And what's happened, so what it does is it still shows it in the news feed, but it's not showing up on your timeline. So I wouldn't say to get rid of all of your before and after photos, because I've had people message me that haven't even friended, requested me and asked me, what do you sell? But I had a post yesterday that got 4 likes. And what I did is I hid it from my timeline, but I was still getting likes on it. And I had 2 or 3 comments on it within the course of the last 24 hours from people in my news feed. But I knew that I was doing a lot of posts about my year with It Works, and people were going to be looking at my timeline and whatever. So I just hid it, but it was still showing up in other people's news feeds, and I got 2 leads from it today. So
can you still see it if you do that?
Mm-mm. You can find it in your photos. It just doesn't come on your wall.
You can also find it in your activity.
Oh yeah, yep.
So.
Yes. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I am so excited. Like I said, I have so many things here.
Oh, yeah. I'm literally throwing earlier. I'm okay, that his life, because he talks fast. So that is one thing. You have to be ready. So hopefully they roll out that pausing live videos soon, so I can my fingers won't be on fire watching his videos anymore. But
yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll get this recording up for us so that you can refer back to it. Thank you so much. And I'm still trying to decide if we'll do a Tuesday night Zoom next week, because we'll all be getting ready for Orlando, but the next time we all see each other, we'll be in Florida. Oh my God, I'm so excited. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Amanda, and have an awesome night, everybody. Talk to you soon.